If you're sitting on the couch thinking, I need a TV that actually works for movie nights, soccer weekends, and the occasional Zoom call without turning my living room into a tech circus, you're not alone. Most of us have gotten burnt by flashy specs that sound great on paper but end up being more of a headache than a help. You want something that fits into your daily routine, feels reliable after a few months, and honestly just feels worth the money. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. When you start diving into the Samsung 55-inch class Neo QLED QN80H, the first question I asked myself was, does this TV make my life easier, or does it add another layer of complexity? The headline features Quantum Mini LED, a 144 Hz motion Xcelerator, and AI Upscaling read like a technology brochure, but in a real-world setting they translate into three core concerns: picture quality in mixed lighting, motion handling for fast sports or gaming, and how the TV behaves when you plug in devices of varying quality. Let's start with picture quality, because that's usually the make-or-break factor. The Neo QLED panel uses a Quantum Mini LED full-array backlight, which means the tiny LEDs are packed much closer together than traditional LED arrays. In practice, this gives you deeper blacks and a more nuanced dimming control. I tried it in a semi-bright living room where sunlight streams in from a large window in the afternoon. While many LED TVs still wash out the mids, the QN80H's local dimming kept the dark areas truly dark, and the bright sections stayed vivid without blooming. For anyone who watches the news or streams shows in the early evening, that contrast boost makes a noticeable difference. If you're a movie lover who prefers a near-cinema experience in a bright room, this is where the value really starts to show up. Motion handling is another area where everyday usage can expose hidden trade-offs. The motion Xcelerator at 144 Hz promises buttery smooth action, and I tested it with a fast-paced soccer match and a first-person shooter game. For sports, the TV kept the ball from trailing and the player's feet stayed crisp. In gaming, the input lag felt low enough that competitive-type gamers wouldn't complain, but you do need a console or PC that can actually push enough frames. If you only watch slower dramas or static content, you might not notice this benefit, and you could be paying for a feature you'll never use. That's a practical consideration for families where one member streams Netflix while another games on the same set. Now, about putting stuff into the TV. Samsung's NQ4 AI Gen 2 processor does AI upscaling, which is a fancy way of saying it takes lower resolution content and tries to make it look sharper on the 4K panel. I fed it a 1080p YouTube source and a standard definition TV show. The upscaled picture was noticeably clearer, with fewer jagged edges and better color fidelity than a plain upscaler would deliver. The key point here is that you don't have to wait for all your media to be native 4K to enjoy a decent picture. For households that still own a DVD collection or rely on older streaming apps, that upscaling can actually stretch the life of your content library. Who should buy this TV? First-time 55-inch buyers who've outgrown a 32-inch or 40-inch set and want to step up in visual performance without diving into a 75-inch flagship. It's also a solid pick for gamers who already have a higher refresh-rate console or PC, because the 144 Hz panel and low input lag will let you take advantage of those hardware capabilities. If you're a family that watches a mix of movies, sports, and gaming, the versatile picture engine and motion tech make the QN80H a genuine all-rounder. Who should skip it? If your viewing environment is a dark home theater that you only use a couple of nights a month, you might be better off with a OLED that can deliver even deeper blacks at a lower price point. Also, if you're on a strict budget and don't plan on using the advanced motion or AI features, a regular QLED or even a solid LED model could save you a few $100s without a huge visual sacrifice. Finally, if you're not interested in voice assistants and you already have an Alexa or Google Home setup, the built-in Alexa is nice but not a deal-breaker. You won't get any extra value from it. From a practical standpoint, the QN80H shines when it comes to everyday convenience. Samsung's T-Box integration means you can control the TV with a single remote that also handles streaming apps, which reduces the need for a cluttered collection of Bluetooth remotes. The Smart Hub interface loads quickly, and the inclusion of popular apps like Netflix, Disney+, and Prime Video is seamless. I did notice that the picture settings reset after a power cycle if you make deep custom tweaks, something to be aware of if you love fine-tuning every aspect of your image. One hidden trade-off is the size of the TV stand. The sleek design looks great on a wall, but the